Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Lisa Rogers and I'm working in partnership with the Education Service Center Region 6 to present this module on building positive behavior in young children with special needs. The main focus of our time together will be on growing and learning, routines and structure at home for lifelong success. The goals of this module are to create predictable structure and routines for positive behaviors at home, to build an understanding of how to clarify expectations positively, and to celebrate children's success with positive reinforcement. While this module has been especially developed for families of young children, including those with special needs, all who are interested in this topic are welcome to join. As we think about routines and structure, let's be clear that we don't confuse this with rigidity. Children learn and grow through play. As we begin this module on routines and structure at home, it is important to set the foundation for child-centered experiences through play, at home and school. This poem says it best. I tried to teach my child with books. He gave me only puzzled looks. I tried to teach my child with words. They passed him by, often unheard. Despairingly I turned aside. How shall I teach this child? I cried. Into my hand he put the key. Come, he said, play with me. So yes to structure, yes to routines, and definitely yes to play. So as we embrace the power of play, let's now explore how we can combine the power of play with the power of predictability in this first section. Then we will continue with structure and routines, rules for home, and positive reinforcement. Think of this situation and how you would respond. On your way home from work, your friend from California says they are in town and will be at your house in 30 minutes. And they are packed for a 2-week vacation at your house. And yes, you do like this friend. How would you respond? Some of us might go into panic mode and rush home to clean, or go straight to the grocery store for food and supplies. Others might even try to make an excuse about how they won't be able to accommodate their trip. However you respond, your stress level probably goes up anywhere from a little bit to quite a lot. Now let's consider a similar but very different situation. On your way home from work, your friend from California calls and share that they are looking forward to coming to visit you in a month. Yes, you do still like the friend. Is your stress level a little bit lower now? Most would agree that the advance notice helps to prepare with much less stress. Anticipating change helps to respond to change. This is true not only for ourselves, but also for our children. This helps us to understand why structure and routines are so important. Without structure and routines, there is more chaos and stress in our lives, and this can lead to greater behavioral problems. With structure and routines, there is more predictability, which helps to create feelings of comfort, security, and calm, and these can lead to fewer behavioral problems. This is something that parents and teachers want for all their children. So how do we provide predictability for young children? Visual schedules are an effective tool because they build on children's strengths and increase the understanding of expectations. If I know what to expect, I can prepare myself a little bit better. Visual schedules not only establish a predictable environment where one feels safe, but it also provides motivation by helping children better understand the expectations and when preferred activities will occur. This is especially helpful for children that have difficulty transitioning from highly preferred activities to less preferred activities. As an example, your child is playing with their favorite thing, Play-Doh. You tell them to put the Play-Doh away so that you can get ready for bedtime, which is not a favorite thing. Sound familiar? Predictability can be very helpful in making this a smoother transition.
I'm constantly trying to create structure for Billy, even though he's only 2, because I know it's important. But man, is it hard. Hi, honey. I've made some changes to the family schedule, and I just wanted to run them by you so you can have a real 50,000-foot view of some of the changes we're gonna be making in the way we do things here, okay? Yeah. He sometimes struggles when we move from one thing to another, and I'm trying to add some new activities to his day. So naturally, I'm thinking pie chart. This chart here represents how you and I typically spend our day, not including nap times and potty breaks, of course. And as you can see here, playtime figures significantly, nearly 34% of our daily activities. Are you with me? My job? Well, I work as a project manager team lead in a large marketing agency. Why do you ask? Now, based on the advice of a majority of childhood education researchers, as well as decades of collective experience of mothers all across the US, your current age, which is 2, is the ideal time to begin introducing simple words and simple sounds as a preamble to reading. Are you pooping? I know what you're thinking. I'm not being detailed enough, right? I knew it.
Thinking about what your routine or what you want your routine to look like ahead of time. Some parents like to post it, and maybe for young kids, you would associate a picture or a graphic to it. The simpler you make it, the more likely you can adhere to it. If it's too complicated and involves too many different steps, it's just setting it up for, for failure, and you don't want to do that. We want the structure, and the routine is supposed to promote success in the family.
Okay, hey, look, do you see? It's almost 5 o'clock, which means it's almost our new reading time. And then after reading time, you and I can go bake some cookies. What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mwah.
It's all about setting up expectations for your children, so letting them know what's coming next is really important. So yeah, you can have the 5-minute warning. Okay, in 5 minutes, we're gonna go up and take a bath. That's really important.
When we're done here, we're gonna go upstairs and get washed up for dinner. So 5 more minutes, okay?
Okay.
One thing that kids understand easily is step-by-step instructions. So one way to communicate around a structure or routine is by saying, first we'll do this, and then we'll do this.
Okay, now, buddy, it's time for bed. It's really great. I feel like Billy and I are on the same page much more often now. He used to handle transitions really badly, but now he knows what's coming. See you in the morning, okay? Time for bed. Good night. Simplicity is the key. Simple and clear. In fact, I've started incorporating some of these simple and clear strategies into my life at work. It's going well. Okay, so you can see I've created some new visual materials to lead us through today's meeting. We'll be focusing on our client's new structure and how well it meshes with some of the projections that we made based on the marketing strategies that we developed at our last corporate retreat. But before we get started, why don't we take a short snack break? Then we'll begin in, we'll say 5 minutes. 5 minutes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anybody need to use the potty?
What a fun look at structure and routines at home. Yes, keeping it simple for success. Schedules can increase communication, organizational skills, and decision making. We also find that children can follow directions a little bit better, manage their own feelings, and become even more independent. How about more flexibility? All of these are positive characteristics that we can develop through something as simple as routine, structure, and visual schedules. Now that we understand the power of predictability, we will explore specific ways to provide structure and routines for young children at home. In this next video, let's watch as we see predictability and play come together.
Structure is all the things we do in our homes to make our children feel safe and comfortable. Routines can help us add structure to our homes.
Structure definitely helps kids feel safe and secure because it helps them understand what's coming next. It helps make their lives more predictable.
There are 4 steps to creating a routine. Step 1. Identify a routine that works for your family. Think of all the things that should be part of the routine and in what order they should occur. It may be helpful to create routines around key times of the day, such as getting ready for bed or meal times. Keep in mind that the routine should work for the whole family and not just your child.
So it is important that we take time as parents and make a plan or a schedule or structure, or something that we agree on, so that, again, in the moment, that makes it easier to access those particular strategies that you as parents want to use.
Step 2. Explain the routine. Make sure your child knows what you want him to do and when you want him to do it. Simple charts with pictures can help your child remember what to do. Young children may also need to be told and reminded what to do. Step 3. Follow the routine. Your child may not always want to follow the routine, especially when it means ending playtime or going to bed. It may also be difficult for you as a parent to always follow the routine. It may be harder when you are tired or stressed. Whenever possible, stick to the routine. This will help your child know what you want and do what you ask.
Kids will challenge and test structure, and I think part of parenting is thinking about what's happening and why it's happening. And sometimes kids will challenge structure or refuse to do something to kind of test a system.
Step 4. Use consequences. If your child resists following the routine, remind him there may be a consequence. For instance, say, if you don't come to the dinner table, you will not have playtime tonight. You can also try rewarding your child for following the routine. Be consistent with the routine and let your child know you expect it to be followed. A tip to keep in mind when using structure: just because you have a routine doesn't mean that you can't be flexible and do other things when something comes up. When the routine changes, let your child know about the change. This will help your child know what is happening and what you want them to do.
It's this balance between creating structure and not creating a level of rigidity that doesn't allow kids to explore, that doesn't allow for unexpected things to happen either to you or to your kid.
Having structure helps your child understand what you want him to do, which can lead to good behavior.
This is your family. We can provide structure and routines, and we can also celebrate the joy of being a family. Be ready to be flexible, adjust the schedule based on the needs of the child and family as things arise. Surprise cards can be a fun tool to help provide flexibility within the schedule at home. When you incorporate an interest of your child, this increases the effectiveness of this particular tool, and it also eases the stress of whatever that change or surprise might be. Here are a few additional considerations to keep in mind when developing structure and routines at your home. Plan activities at times that are realistic for your family needs. Plan those activities that match your child's energy levels. And balance activities with breaks or downtime. Planning activities that are interesting to your child will increase their motivation in following the routines. Once you have determined what your schedule will consist of, then it's time to start putting it into action. Post or place the schedule in a consistent location. Some possibilities might include the bedroom, the kitchen, the hallway, or even the living room. Encourage your child to use the schedule themselves with your assistance and support. In the following video, this family has chosen the refrigerator door as a consistent location for their schedule.
I wanted to show another example of using a visual schedule in the home. And this one's pretty simple. It is just a paint stick I got for free. I put some magnet strips on it, and I have the icons Velcroed. This little container, magnetic, right now at Target for $1, and I just taped and all done to hold the icons. It's an afternoon, evening schedule, dinner time. They take the icon, bring this to the table where they eat, When they're finished dinner, they come back and drop it in the all done. They check their schedule, time for television. They bring this with them. When they finish TV, which I hope you set your timer so that they know when TV time is over, and then they come and check their schedule, finished bin, it's time to take a bath. So the idea is that your child goes through their evening schedule so they know what to expect. This is really simple. What I love about the idea of this being on the paint stick and the magnetic is that it's portable. So you can just bring this to the bedroom for the read the book and bedtime so that they don't have to come check their schedule on the refrigerator. This is portable, and you can have one of these for morning schedule, one of these done for afternoon schedule, and just put them up as needed. Very inexpensive, $1 at the dollar bin, free paint stick, printed out and laminated the icons, Velcro dots from the Dollar Tree. I hope this is helpful for some of you.
While this parent has chosen to have her child remove the picture cards and place them in the all-done container at the bottom, another parent has decided to have her child put check marks to the right when they are done. So think of your own child and what system would they prefer? Which one would they be able to do best? Would they prefer to remove them as they are completed and place in a finished box, baggie, or basket? Or would they do better with a check-off system? There is no right or wrong way, just the right way for your child. You may even think of a very different and unique way of showing when activities are finished. In the next video, let's see how one family uses their visual schedule to provide clear structure and routines.
Is your child having a difficult time understanding or using language? Are those difficulties causing frustration, challenging behaviors, or anxiety?
If so, a visual schedule may be able to help.
What is a visual schedule? A visual schedule shows what is going to happen throughout the day or during an activity with multiple steps. A visual schedule can be made with photos, drawings, objects, written words, apps on your phone, or lists. Why might a visual schedule be helpful?
Communicating a message both verbally and visually can help increase understanding and clarify expectations.
For children who often have a difficult time focusing on tasks, a visual schedule can also help them pay attention to important details of an activity. If they experience anxiety, rigidity, or irritability around unfamiliar situations or transitions between tasks, visual schedules can help by indicating when a certain activity will occur in a way that feels more predictable. How do I create an effective visual schedule for my child? First, decide the activities that you will put on the schedule in an order in which they should occur. Try to mix in the preferred activities with less preferred ones. The schedule can be portable, for example, on a binder, clipboard, or an app on your phone. Or it can be fixed to a permanent place, like a refrigerator or a wall. There should also be some way to show when an activity is completed, such as an all done pocket at the bottom of the schedule, or by physically checking off a task in the task box. Let's take a look at a visual schedule in action. Andrew needed help completing activities after school and had a hard time transitioning between different tasks.
I really don't like, Mama, I don't know all the words in it.
That's all right, I can help you.
His mother created a visual schedule with drawings of each activity on a Velcro board. The schedule was portable so they could take it along throughout the routine. She also made sure to put a combination of enjoyable and not so enjoyable activities on the schedule. To more easily teach Andrew what the visual schedule was, Mom first used it during tasks that he usually completed willingly and successfully, like dinner and playtime. In order to give him time to decompress after a long day at school, his mom started the schedule with playtime, which was easy and fun.
All right, buddy, here's what we're gonna do this afternoon. Play, snack, homework, bath, and dinner, okay? First, we're gonna go out and play. Okay, Andrew, now it's time for snack.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because this was a more neutral activity for him, the transition from snack to homework was easier than the transition from playtime to homework would be.
All right, Andrew, now it's time to do our homework.
Homework can be hard for him, so she followed up this task with bath, which was a calming activity for him.
Bath time, and we already did homework. It's bath time.
Great job, bud.
This was also to help provide motivation to complete homework in a timely manner. She finished the schedule with dinner time, which he enjoys. When using a schedule, his mom gave a verbal cue before each transition.
All right, Andrew, 2 more minutes. We're gonna go inside, okay?
Okay, Mama.
And used a timer to help him know when certain tasks were going to be over. When it was time for an activity on the schedule to occur, she cued him with a brief verbal instruction to help him understand that it was time to transition and pay attention as the next activity begins.
All right, Andrew, we're all done homework. Check schedule.
Bath time.
You got it. Good job, buddy.
At first, he needs prompting to use the schedule, so Mom guides his hand so he can move the pictures once he has completed the activity.
All done. Can you take this off? Good. Now we're gonna go in for snack. All right.
And calmly guides him to the next activity if he does not do so on his own.
All right, we're all done snack. Good. Now it's time for homework.
As he becomes more independent using the schedule throughout the day, she praises him in a detailed way by saying,
Great, checking your schedule.
a visual schedule can also be used to teach flexibility when sudden changes must occur. She added variability by introducing an oops card that represents an unknown. She began by teaching this paired with a positive activity like getting ice cream as his snack.
We're gonna have an ice cream party.
And gradually used it to communicate true, unexpected changes in the schedule that may be tougher to adapt to, such as doctor's appointments. As your child gets older, a visual schedule is still important, but may look different. This young woman uses a written list on a dry erase board, and independently marks them off as she completes each step in the routine. Creating a visual schedule can help decrease your child's anxiety, irritability, and challenging behaviors while increasing independence and success.
When working collaboratively, school and home schedules may share common types of visuals for greater consistency and impact. When starting out with structure and routines, your child's teacher is a great resource to find the right visuals and create the right schedule for your child. Predictability, structure, and routines have all created clear expectations for children. Let's continue to do so through rules for the home. Let's think about why rules are so important. Parents often feel that children understand expectations because they've been explained before. However, there are many things that children might still be confused about. The more parents can clarify, teach, and reinforce those expectations, the more likely children will be able to rise to the occasion. Clear family rules help children understand what behaviors are okay and not okay. As children grow, following rules at home can help children learn to follow rules in other places. For young children, focus only on 2 or 3 of the most important rules at any one time. As your child learns a rule and is following it consistently, then you can add new rules. Once you have chosen your rules, be sure to give examples of what each will actually look like. What does being safe mean? What does that look like? Additional information will help those house rules become meaningful and effective in your home. A simple picture can help clarify what that looks like. Visual cues can be very effective ways to help children follow through with the rules and expectations by showing them the desired behavior. There are many possible don'ts, right? Don't run, don't push, don't hit. But what is the do? What do you want me to do? Do walk. Do keep your hands safe. Teach what you want and be ready to reinforce that behavior when it happens. While your child's teacher might be using visuals at school, visuals can be effective in any environment. This child would struggle to wait for his food to be ready after ordering in a restaurant. Without the visual of a picture of waiting, the child would begin to scream and throw things. But with the visual, he was able to self-regulate and wait for his food to come to the table successfully. The power of the visual is sometimes hard to understand, but its impact cannot be denied. When creating your house rules, keep the following in mind once you've decided on the priorities. State them in positive terms. What do you want to see? Keep them simple. Select just a few, 2 or 3 might be a good place to start. Something like sharing a toy with a sibling or making sure that you are gentle and kind to the family pet. Model and explain the importance of the rule and be ready to reinforce consistently. Which brings us to positive reinforcement. Now that you have thought about the rules that are most important for your family, let's add the proven strategy of positive reinforcement. You might say that positive reinforcement underlies the majority of all human behavior. We act in certain ways to obtain desirable outcomes. You can think of several examples in your own life, I'm sure. Going to work to get your paycheck or treating others nicely in hopes that they will do the same. Research from Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA, has shown that positive reinforcement works because the brain connects the desired action or behavior to the reward, and the individual will more likely repeat the desired action or behavior in hopes of being rewarded in the future. It is important to find rewards that are meaningful and enjoyable for each child. In this example, the parent wants to reinforce the idea of picking up your toys. Once they have done so, they are rewarded with their favorite activity, which is bubbles. This reward builds positive momentum toward the future. The likelihood that they will want to do this again in the future has been reinforced. After all, good things bring more good things.
Is your child having a difficult time following directions or calming down when they are upset or anxious? If so, adding reinforcement into your day can be a powerful way to help. What is reinforcement? Reinforcement is something that comes after behavior that increases the chance of that behavior happening again in the future. It isn't something your child likes. It is something that they like so much that they are willing to work for it. This means they're willing to do something that may be hard or they don't like because the reinforcement at the end is worth it. Why might reinforcement be helpful? Reinforcement is helpful for everyone, both children and adults. It is something we all use to learn new skills or to get through things that are hard for us, like earning a prize at the end of a race or getting paid to go to work. It can be especially helpful for people with autism who may be asked to do things that might be more difficult for them or make them more overwhelmed or anxious than someone else. Reinforcement tells your child that you understand their frustration with tasks that may be hard and have found something that they can focus on during an activity. This can help your child learn new tasks more easily, like getting dressed or doing schoolwork, and can help them have a more positive experience with overwhelming activities, like going to the doctor. How do I use reinforcement with my child? First, decide which reinforcers you might use that make sense for your child. If you're having a hard time thinking of some, think about what they do when they have free time. Then decide how you can make that available as a reinforcer, such as a favorite game, a specific snack, or time on the computer. Or sometimes it may just be a break from everything. Then, decide in what type of situations you want to use reinforcement to help your child with things that they don't seem to enjoy doing, or things that they may have a hard time doing. If possible, save the reinforcers for your child to only have them after these activities. This will help the reinforcement work much better. You may communicate this through a visual support, such as a First Then board. For more information on this, please watch our First Then video. Next, set up situations for success to increase the chance they will earn the reinforcer so they can learn through this experience. For more information on how to do this, please watch our video on the ABCs of behavior. Once your child has completed the task or activity you identified, immediately provide them with the reinforcer to help them understand why they earned it. Let's take a look at reinforcement in action. David needed help completing activities after school, like homework and chores.
All right, David, we're going to write our name and do our homework.
His mother decided to use reinforcement during this time of day to help. She thought about what David likes and decided she would use tablet time, cookies, and time to play with his animal figurines as possible options. To more easily teach David how to earn reinforcement, Mom first used it during tasks he usually completed willingly and successfully, like changing into play clothes when he got home from school.
Good job! Here's your cookies. Thank you for getting dressed.
Next, she started using reinforcement during his homework time and his after-school chores. Mom used simple language to tell David what he would earn for completing those tasks, and helped him get started in order to set him up for success.
Okay, we're going to write your name, and then you can play with your penguin for a minute.
Just give it that.
Okay, write your name first.
She also helped him throughout the tasks by breaking down what he was doing, using cues to help him, and providing praise in a detailed way throughout for the small things he did along the way.
You did it! You're almost done.
As soon as he was done with the task, Mom provided more praise and immediately let him have access to the reinforcer.
Good job! Look, here are all of your penguins now. That was a great job. Thank you.
As he was understanding the concept more, she added in choice to make sure he picked something that was really reinforcing to him in that moment.
Now you can pick to do tablet, cookies, or animals. Which do you want?
Cookie.
Okay, hand me that card. All right, we're gonna do cookies. Good job. You did it! Great job! All right, here we go.
As these tasks became easier for him, she started having him earn one reinforcer after he completed all of his homework and chores, instead of after each activity.
Okay, look, here's what we're working for. You're gonna get to pick what you work for after you do homework, snack, and a chore. And then you can decide what you want after you're all done with those things. Do you want to work for tablet, cookies, or animals?
No. Just give that. Animals.
Okay, so put the animals on there. Good job. Okay, so first is homework. Let's get ready to do your homework.
She continued to provide a lot of praise and high fives after each activity though, because she knows how much he likes that.
Good job, you did your homework. Now you can use my marker and check off homework. Okay, now what's next?
Snack.
Okay, let's go for snack. You did your last chore of cleaning up. All right, now we can get your animals. Good job.
She also began to use reinforcement during other times of the day that were difficult, like going to the grocery store. As he gets older, she may begin to use reinforcement for longer-term goals, such as earning something on the weekend based on how many chores he completes. Using reinforcement can help decrease your child's anxiety, irritability, and challenging behaviors while increasing independence and success.
And research shows that positive reinforcement is effective for all children, including those with autism and other special needs. While there are many different types, here's an example of an app for First M Board for families on the go. And remember that positive reinforcement works best if you reward the appropriate behavior as soon as it happens and as consistently as possible. B.F. Skinner said it best. What is love except another name for the use of positive reinforcement, or vice versa? In the spirit of routines and structure, let us check our schedule. As you can see, we have completed our time together, and it is now time to say goodbye. But this goodbye is not an ending, it's a beginning. The beginning of adding some routine and structure to your family life to continue to grow and learn together. On behalf of your children, thank you, Mom and Dad. Remember to reach out to your child's teacher for additional support and resources. There is also your district special education department ready and eager to support you, as well as Pam Bumpus, the early childhood special education specialist at the Education Service Center Region 6. You have worked hard. It is now time to go play.